Welcome to CaseWare QuickVids. This QuickVid demonstrates the process of documenting identified risks in CaseWare Audit. This video will provide an overview of CaseWare Audit's risk identification process and will go through how to add identified risks using the risk dialog. Audit's sophisticated risk management system allows you to document all risks in a centralized automated risk database, track risks within the risk database, add risks from anywhere in the audit engagement, including work programs, checklists, or worksheets, complete, modify, associate, delete, and save risks at any time during the audit process, review identified risks using multiple views, providing auditors with a better way to assess risks in a variety of ways, and roll forward risks from year to year, saving considerable time in subsequent years. As part of the audit process, risks must be identified for your client engagement, and your audit must be designed to address these risks. CaseWare Audit has tools that automate the accumulation of risks to help easily manage and track client risks. Risks identified throughout the audit will be accumulated for assessment in the risk reports and can be linked to specific audit procedures to indicate where the risk has been addressed. Once risks have been identified, the engagement team can identify the controls to mitigate these risks. It is important to know where risks appear in CaseWare Audit. This includes in the risk report document, in the risks addressed or risks identified mini risk report at the top of work programs and checklist documents, in the risks addressed or risks identified mini risk report at the top of the financial statement areas worksheet, in the associations field of the control and reportable item dialogues, and in the control matrix as the related risk factors. With some background information on risk identification, we will go ahead and document an identified risk. A risk can be added in any document on the Document Manager. You can add the risk as soon as it is identified. You do not have to go back to a specific document. To add a risk, open the applicable document. I want to add my risk to the work program for cash. Click the risk icon represented by a red exclamation mark. If you do not see the icon, your firm author may have disabled the creation of new risks. Clicking directly on it will bring you to the risk dialog, as will clicking on New Risk from the drop-down menu. The other options include importing risks or using CaseWare Risk Space. In the risk dialog, complete the details for the various risk attributes using the input fields, checkboxes, and drop-down options. There are 4 sections to this dialog. Please note that the attributes that you are able to configure are based on how your firm has deployed the risk attributes. The number and names of the attributes may differ from what you see on screen here. In the Risk Identification section, name and provide a description of the risk. In the What Can Go Wrong field, describe the possible impact. The source or reference will be filled out by default if accessed from within a document. In the financial statement areas, select one or more areas that are impacted by the identified risk, then check off the related assertions. The list of financial statement areas and assertions are automatically populated from the Financial Statement Areas worksheet. Choose the affected business cycles associated with the risk. These again are defined in the Financial Statement Areas worksheet. This will automatically be filled out if the FSA item is already associated with a business cycle. In the Assessment section, use the drop-down menus to assess the risk. Indicate if the risk is significant or if the risk requires procedures other than substantive. Risks are automatically selected to roll forward, saving you time next year. Many risks are inherent in a client or an industry, and these risks can be carried forward to the following year. I will keep the default selection. In the Risk Response section, provide the response from management and any controls that have been implemented to deal with the risk. Conclude whether the risk has been mitigated by these controls. Next, provide the audit response, which refers to the details of the audit that will respond to the identified risks. Provide evidence as necessary to support the audit opinion by indicating the documents and procedures where the risk has been addressed. Note that risks can also be linked to a procedure from within the work program. Finally, define any of the associations, whether controls or reportable items, for this risk. We will look at the controls first. To select an associated control for the identified risk, click on the link icon beside Control. This gives you the options for the association. Here you can create a new control, import a control, or choose an existing control by clicking Edit Association. Please refer to our online help and quick vids to learn more about documenting controls. I am going to choose Edit Association to select my controls. Much like the controls, the reportable items can be identified as well. Clicking the link icon beside Reportable Item, you have the same options as with controls. I am going to edit the association and choose from an existing item. Again, for more information, refer to our online help and quick vids. If at any point you require assistance, click the Help button within the dialog. I have now completed the identified risk and will click OK. Note that the risk does not need to be completed at one time. You are able to work on any risk at any time. Information is saved in the risk database to come back later and amend as needed. Returning back to my Cash and Audit Procedures document, the risk has been added to the mini risk report. Double-click to edit and right-click to view other options. Before concluding, let's take a brief look at a risk report in Audit. Audit includes several risk reports which can be further modified to your engagements. Returning to the Document Manager, I will open the Risk Report Risk Assessment document to demonstrate some of the standard features. Within the report, you are provided with the list of risks, and as you can see, my previously added risk appears. Here you can copy, edit, and delete risks. You can organize your risks by using the filtering options. You can modify columns using the right-click menus and the report menu. As well, you can save your preferred views from the document menu. This concludes the quick vid on documenting identified risks in CaseWare Audit. For additional resources, including documentation and online help, see the related links in the video description. Thank you for watching CaseWare Quick Vids.